Great good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Friday, May 8th. Is that right? Year of our Lord, 20 and 26. My Picardo's Jewelers watch tells me it's 9:09. This is the Bob Cordaro Show. I am he, broadcasting today from the United States of America, the greatest country ever to exist. I can prove it if you give me the time. It's also the place where the brave, like the veterans we will salute today, having lost them this year, thanks to John Basiliga, we will pay tribute to veterans as we do every day, like Joseph Sarge, Hazleton, John Anstett, Wilkes-Barre, Daniel Zakoski, Scranton, Lou Sieg, late of Idaho, but he was from Scranton. My old buddy Leonard Skursky, Old Forge, and Douglas Stein, Danville. The United States of America, founded with a certain knowledge and understanding by our amazing, irreplaceable, and profoundly wise founding fathers who knew that government should not be, could not be, and never will be our parent, our guide, our direction, our salvation. Not any of these things. Because government power always means less freedom, less liberty, and less choice for Americans. These amazing people also knew that government power, because of human nature, would be abused and should only be a necessary evil designed to protect an organized society. The United States of America, the country where, for the first time in human history, freedom was declared by law to be an unalienable right granted to each individual by God. Freedom couldn't be parceled out to groups. It couldn't be controlled by government or government officials because our great American Constitution ensures and codifies freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of association, economic freedom, and freedom of the press, no matter how they abuse it. Now, because they were armed with these freedoms, and only because of that fact, a ragtag bunch of immigrants, many of them rejects from around the world, they and their progeny created the richest, most powerful, most culturally diverse and accepting nation ever to grace our planet Earth. America, the only place specifically invented and designed so that every American can live their life in the manner they choose, unlimited by their background, upbringing, race, color, or creed, unhindered by the government or those who would use government to control others for their own comfort, benefit, or power. This Bob Cordaro Show will always be convincingly conservative, lovingly logical, proudly and passionately patriotic, and reliably right. And so, we gavel to order today's meeting of the Club for Common Sense, promising you that our total, immersive, immovable commitment to common sense will provide a sanctuary of sanity to all of you who hearken here for the balance of this singular, extraordinary morning. And aren't they all? Gentle warning, this is not a safe harbor for stupidity. Such silliness will be roundly and, dare I say, harshly attacked throughout the program. We will not suffer fools gladly, and their foolishness and ignorance, willful or otherwise, will be called out with intent, purpose, and vigor. Designed and sadly necessary to save our great republic from evil, senselessness, and weakness, which actually could bring down this noble and incredibly successful experiment. We got to do our jobs. Well, last night, I had the great pleasure, and I like political events still. Love would be an exaggeration, but I love them when they're at somebody's home. So we were at this gracious home up in the hills in Dunmore, and they had an event for Rob Bresnahan. And it was, I mean, the place was packed, and all ages. That was actually among the encouraging things that I saw there. And our great congressman was feted. And Liz Truss, the former prime minister of Great Britain, was, I guess, sort of the headliner there, along with Rob, of course. But just a great event. Just so many super people. And all on the same page, like, hey, we love this area and we love Rob Bresnahan. I mean, it was a joyous gathering. It was enthusiastic. I mean, that kind of enthusiasm carries a campaign. It really does. And it's infectious. And it's not this disgusting left-wing idiocy that we see on the other side, from our incompetent mayor. It was fun. It was great. It was well attended, and the people were enthusiastic. And we know we've got work to do. Rob knows he's got work to do. His wife Chelsea, the secret weapon and the whole thing. She's outstanding. She's amazing. She's great. She is the secret weapon. But yeah, so that was very nice. So now this morning, just a little off-putting. Cutie, I got my car detailed yesterday. So from my nephew Gleb. So he's starting a little detailing business. So I said, well, I'll give you a shot here. I only want the inside done because I can't get Big Lou into the garage at the house. We have a double garage, but you have to fold the mirrors. It's a project. So we park out front, so it's in our combat streets that our mayor has allowed to deteriorate into nightmares, and so there's no point in washing the car. Any event. Cutie she's moving some things. So she wants to use Big Lou, and I've got to take her car. Now, her car is actually nicer than mine. But, well, it isn't. Whatever. It's hard to imagine, and maybe this is a product of age. You guys tell me. How discombobulating it was. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I said, I'll move the stuff. No, but, Cutie, she's got to do everything like when she wants to do it. That's it. So, you take a different car. I don't know. Everything's discombobulated. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm off track. So I'm going, the older we get, I guess, the more like Rain Man we get. Like everything's got to be the way we want it to be. So I'm having a Rain Man morning here. So bear with me if I seem a little out of sorts, because I am. Hey, by the way, important to remember that the live stream, and all you got to do is it's much easier now. You go to YouTube and you go Bob Cordaro and WILK. And you'll see my smiling and alternatively scowling moon face on the live stream, which is, I think, is really cool. And yeah, I'm finding it now. Very easy to get to now. And it's brought to you by our friends at Roach Supply. Now, they are the premier bath and kitchen supplier in Northeast Pennsylvania. 75 years in business. I believe Ron Roach, who's now 93, 94. I'm going to have to call the Roaches and find out exactly how old. His father was in the business, so it's actually fourth generation, but Ron he started it with his dad. Didn't inherit it. He started it with him. And they're 75 years in business, which means they're fantastic at what they do. They're the best at what they do, which is bath and kitchen supply. Anything you need for a kitchen, anything you need for a bath, design the whole package. So you go to Roach Supply, ROCHE, roachsupply.com today, and you see the little you see the little banner on the live stream with Roach Supply, powered by Roach Supply. Somebody says, hey, Bob, like I told you before, you're getting old when you trip and fall, and people do not. That's a good one. And people do not laugh. They get really, really nervous and scared. Yes. I was Bobby Pettinato, the former commissioner, one of my favorite people of all time. He was there last night. So there's steps here. And I said, Bobby, I said, even you watch Trump, how carefully he walks. I said, the falls are what will, screw up our lives at this age. So, yes, you're right. You can't fall. You got to walk slowly. And my legs are awful anymore. I don't know what that is. Maybe too much sports, whatever. I got multiple operations on the knee and from football, all that. But, yeah, I walk very carefully anymore. I really do. But hey, somebody mailed this to me. And I want to remind you of this. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and that counts for Sunday Mass. And they didn't say who they were, by the way, but there's a nurses' mass. And man, could you have a better cause and a better group to pray for and with? But the nurses' mass is at the Divine Mercy Parish. That's on Davis Street. That I can't keep up with the names of these parishes anymore, but it's the one on Davis Street in Scranton. And it's 4 o'clock tomorrow. I'll try to mention it again later, but they snail mailed this notice to me. I prefer when people just call in and say, hey, this is going on. But I got this in the mail, and it's tomorrow, so I've got to say it today. But the Nurses' Mass, Divine Mercy Parish on Davis Street, 4 o'clock tomorrow, and it'll count for your Sunday Mass. I've got a funeral to either go to tonight or tomorrow for the late, great Wayne Sebastianelli. But the Nurses' Mass is at Divine Mercy, Davis Street, Scranton. Hey, let's take a break. Bob Cordaro, WILK. Let's hear from our great sponsors. Let's have a little history, a little music, and then I'll be back with you. And you could reach and participate in the program, whether you want to call, text in about tripping or whatever, at 570-883-0098. We'll be back. Bob Dylan. Murph tells us this date, 1965, he shot a promotional video for his hit, Subterranean Homesick Blues, outside the Savoy Hotel in London, England, believed to be the first music video ever. May 8th, 1965. How about that? Murph's always teaching us something every day. I stayed at the Savoy way back when. It was a cool hotel, really cool. Really British, really British. Now, I forgot to do this yesterday, and the Bulldog forgot to. Part of it was because my son took the cans in from the front after our great DPW dutifully picked them up and took away my garbage. All right, so Bulldog, keep playing it. You're in charge now. Every Friday we'll play this, even though my garbage day is Thursday. Every Friday we will play it coming out of the open. All right? That's our new deal. You're in charge. He's nodding his head, so we'll see. Because we don't want to forget. And I'm telling you, your life would not be the same without your DPW guys. Just thank them. Just thank them, wherever you live. They make life better. And you want to get up at 5 in the morning or whatever in the cold and the rain and go out and take people's garbage away, and some people are pigs with their garbage on top of that. It ain't easy. Yeah, somebody said, well, they get paid. Yeah, they get paid for it, but it ain't easy, and it is absolutely essential. So thank your DPW gang for all they do. So thank you to Scranton particularly, but we love Dunmore. Know those guys forever, and it's a big deal. It really is. And I that's why I said I don't want to forget it. Oh, by the way, we're going to give away some of those hockey tickets, another 4-pack. I don't know, what do they call it, a family pack, but it's 4 tickets. And I'll be giving them away today. I'm planning on the 10 o'clock hour. That's what I'm planning. I don't want to forget, but that's for the game on Tuesday at 7:05. Now, I won't be here Wednesday or Thursday next week. My niece is graduating from college in Philadelphia, and I was going to stay down there for my University of Pennsylvania Law School reunion, which is that weekend, but it didn't work out. But so I think I'll be back. Well, I'll be back Friday, but I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday. So anyway, we're going to give them away on the 10 o'clock hour. Somebody texts in, Paige Cognetti's new scam running on $5 a gallon plus gasoline, gaslighting all of Northeast Pennsylvania. The Medicaid cut scam had no buyers. You're right. I mean, anybody who's on it. Like, they had that liar goofball who allowed to take his picture. I read that scam piece of mail that Medicare was getting cut. Well, guess what? Paige, your buddy Joe Biden, he cut Medicare. He cut it. You never know it in the media. He cut it. And it got rated for your precious illegal aliens. And you didn't care about the gas when Biden intentionally did it. Not to prevent a world war and the apocalypse by defeating the new Nazis in Iran. No. There was no good reason for it. It was your climate scam. Absolutely ridiculous. Somebody says there's more to it than picking up my trash. My son was killed when an industrial dumpster came down on him. Ugh. Oh, God, Mother's Day was the last I saw him. That is so sad. Yeah, you're right. There is much more to it. And that's why we thank our DPW guys for everything they do. And it is not, it's not like it's not dangerous. And, I'll get behind a garbage truck and I'm late for work. And I'm like, take a breath. If you're a little bit late, you're a little bit late. So yeah, there is danger involved. There's no doubt about that. So thank your DPW gang. Whenever you see them, just thank them. Say thank you. All right, we've got to take one more break here because we love our sponsors and we wouldn't be here without them. We just wouldn't. It's what is. So let's hear from them. We'll come back. We got a veterans tribute. We got the montage weather report, a little clip that I've found for you. And then we'll talk to you. 570-883-0098 to call or to text. God bless that mother who lost her son. Wow. Our veterans tribute this hour and this day, as always, brought to you by our man John Basiliga. John was there last night. Love the guy. And it's the weekend. I can't believe it, but it's the weekend. And that means we're digging everything that Basiliga Hospitality has to offer. Manager of the Queen City Tavern was there last night. Love him. Another great bar restaurant? Yeah, the Old Brook Inn, 307 Springbrook Township. Awesome. The Far Street Tavern, the reimagined neighborhood tradition in the Trips Park section of West Scranton on Far Street. And then the Pièce de Résistance, fine dining, the Terra 519. Great bar, great atmosphere, great food, awesome. One of the most beautiful restaurants you'll ever walk into. Check it out, a Terra 519. The Stegmeyer Mansion, downtown Wilkes-Barre. An old school take on fine dining. It is awesome. Sergei's, the nightclub. It's happening. Friday and Saturday at Sergei's, it's just a blast. I'm telling you, for young at heart, but old fogies like me, just to check it out. I can't, I'm not really interested in participating, but it's worth seeing and being. That's for sure. Sergei's. Joseph Sarge. He was but 78 when we lost him April 19th. He was from Hazleton. Army veteran, serving during the Vietnam War. He retired from the Hazleton Water Company after 40 years as a service technician. Joe loves spending time with his family, especially what they called game night. He was an avid golfer and fisherman. He also enjoyed being a member of the Breakfast Club with his lifelong friends. He lost his sister, his parents, and his very close friend, Jackie Frask. Surviving, his wife, the former Sandy Yachera, his daughter, Amanda, and her husband, Howard, nieces, nephews, and all of that. Joseph Sarge. John Anstett. His family says the most wonderful husband, father, and friend. Died April 24th. He was from Wilkes-Barre. 1959 graduate of St. Nicholas High School, a 1970 graduate of King's College. He got a degree in business administration. He also studied economics at George Washington University. Broker owner of John Anstett and Company Realtors. He was a realtor for over 40 years. He also served as Luzerne County Chief Assessor and the Wilkes-Barre City Assessor at the time of his passing. He was retired adjunct faculty as well at King's College, where he taught real estate in the McGowan School of Business for 28 years. In the early 60s, John Anstett, he served all of us for 4 years, active duty with the Marine Corps. He was a proud Marine, a member of the VFW in the Marine Corps League. Returning home from the Marines, John met his wife, Carol Demek. It might be Demick. And they went on to be soulmates for 61 years, married for close to 58 of those years. They were blessed with 2 beautiful children, Erica and Johnny. While John was running his company, teaching, working for the county and the city, and raising 2 children, he still found time to get involved in the community, like the American Red Cross, helping to build and being part of building the Red Cross Chapter House. Board of Directors of the Catholic Youth Center, Scranton Diocese Board of Education, Wilkes-Barre Kiwanis, Step by Step, St. Conrad's Young Men's Society. He also found time to coach sports, soccer and baseball. Lifetime member of St. Nicholas Church. He's survived by his heartbroken family, his wife Carol, his daughter Erica, her husband, his son John, and his partner Kate, and other family members. John Anstett, a Marine. Our veterans this hour, brought to you by our man, John Basiliga and Basiliga Hospitality. And our AccuWeather forecast is the Montage AccuWeather forecast, brought to you by our great gang at Montage Mountain Resorts. Don't think because it's between seasons they're not doing anything. Check out Montage Mountain. Today, intervals of clouds and sun with a brief shower, high of 60, 48 degrees at Montage right now. Tonight, a couple of showers late, low 46. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, occasional morning rain and drizzle, followed by a brief shower or 2 in the afternoon, high 64, low 48. Sunday, that's Mother's Day, don't forget, some sun, then turning cloudy with a passing shower in the afternoon, high 68, low 45. Monday, cooler with a thick cloud cover. Periods of rain in the morning, followed by a shower in spots in the afternoon. High 59, low 37. Tuesday, cool with sunshine and some clouds. 60 degrees, low 36. And that's your not such a great weather report, but that's brought to you by the great gang at Montage, where it's always fun. As our weather's climbing up to 48 degrees, I automatically think of our gal, Tina Morocco, global sales advisor at Sotheby's International Realty, Naples, Florida. You could reach her there or go right to the source. Tina Morocco, Muracco, either go .com, right to her own website. But apparently she's on every media, TikTok. I follow her on Instagram, Facebook, the whole package, Tina Morocco. And she does bring the sunshine to the show. Here she is, our gal, Tina Morocco. Hi, Tina.
Hey, Bob. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm even better than I'm talking to you.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes. Well, what do you got for us today?
Well, it's 82 and sunny here. Not to brag.
Well, you should brag, you know?
Yeah. Well, today I was thinking about one of the most affordable places to live in the Fort Myers area. I often go up there, and we haven't talked about it before. It's called Alva. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, I never heard of that.
So Alva is northeast of Fort Myers. It's about half an hour from the Fort Myers Airport, RSW.
Wow.
It's situated right along the Caloosahatchee River, and it's one of those neighborhoods. Background is like very agricultural, very rural, but it's being built up a lot. And so there's a lot of planned communities there that are popping up everywhere. But I would say it's still a very quiet area and very affordable. And when I say affordable for this area, it's you can still get a single family home there in one of the gated communities for around $350,000.
Well, and by the way, I'm following you on Instagram. I just saw this gorgeous condo that you sold for $349, and I'm like, it was gorgeous. I'm like, holy cow! How did I miss
in Bonita
that?
Springs, yeah, that's a townhouse in Bonita Springs. Yeah, there's still a lot of affordability in this area, in the Naples and Fort Myers area. It's just, you have to know where to look. And Alva's one of those kind of places. It's a hidden gem.
Alva.
Alva, yeah. So it's right, like I said, right around the Caloosahatchee. It's close to marinas. It's close to downtown Fort Myers. But the gated communities there really have some nice amenities, like big resort-style pools, restaurants, golf clubs. There's a 55-plus neighborhood. So there's a lot going on there. There's still not a lot of commercial in the area, which a lot of people like. It's a lot quieter. But, there's still a lot to do, and it's so close to everything, around. It's not far from 75. It's not far from one of the things I've never talked about that's kind of a local attraction is Manatee Park, which in the wintertime, it's by a power plant, so the water stays very warm, and so the manatees flock there. So there's a big park built around there. So if you want to go see the manatees, you can kind of go out and see them all lined up, trying to huddle and stay warm. Yeah. So I actually saw a manatee outside our house yesterday, a big one. Yeah.
Well, they're
Right?
cute. Yeah, they're cute, except
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the water with them, but they're cute.
No, absolutely not. They're like
Yeah.
elephants. Yeah.
So Alva,
So
like ALVA, and I'm going to remember
ALVA.
Thomas Alva Edison. That's how I'm going to
Right.
remember Alva.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any history there. I never looked that up, but that's a good point. And Alva, still has a lot of horse areas. I would say,
Yeah.
areas where there's people that ride their horses and raise horses, but still a lot of agricultural area around there.
Neat.
But nice that it's close to Fort Myers and not a coastal community, but not too far from the Caloosahatchee River and the River District in Fort Myers.
Cool
Which
stuff.
is a lot of fun.
Cool stuff.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Alva, we've
Alva.
discovered today. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I'm telling you,
River Hall.
I told you. I said you could keep calling in because we're learning something every time.
Yeah. I can keep going.
Please,
Yeah.
please do.
Yeah.
We insist on it. Well,
Okay.
thank you, Tina Morocco.
Absolutely.
You have a great weekend down there in gorgeous Southwest Florida. You could reach her at Sotheby's Realty in Naples or on all media at Tina Morocco, MURACCO.com. That's her own website, but everything, I'm on Instagram. That's what I find, Tina. I get all the listings. I love it. Thank you, Tina.
Thanks, Bob. All right. Take care.
All right, we'll take a break. Bob Cordaro. Well, no, I got one more thing I want to do before the Bloomberg Money Minute, Bulldog. So one more thing here, and we've got Dr. Mary Elaine Southard, and she is calling on that nurse's mass that I just received the flyer for. How nice is this? 4 o'clock Saturday at Divine Mercy Parish on Davis Street in Scranton, a mass devoted to the nurses. Thank you, Doctor. Doctor of Nursing, right?
Doctor of Nursing, yes. Yeah. I know. I am surprised that after all these years in the profession, I am still enthusiastic about this discipline, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity for people to join with us to celebrate for National Nurses Week. You can go into so many different areas within nursing, and it's just a wonderful celebration. So we invite everyone to come and join with us tomorrow at 4 o'clock at Divine Mercy.
Mary, it actually brought tears to my eyes. The flyer you sent out has the nurse wiping the old man's brow and Jesus with his hand on the nurse's shoulder. Absolutely beautiful. And it captures the best of nursing, that picture, that drawing.
It really does. I think that it's God's way of, nursing is a very important calling, I believe. Yeah. And, we show it in practical ways. And to bring caring within healthcare, which in today's healthcare environment is a little disconnected, unfortunately, but it really brings it home for all of us. The implication is that we all have that. We will need a nurse in our life. Yep. Every one of us.
And we need.
And so
Saturday at 4, we have to go. But thank you for calling in on this. I'll try to mention it again during the show. Okay.
All right. Have a great day. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I like that song. Murph found it, and he said on this date, 1965, after changing their name from Chad Allen and the Expressions to the Guess Who, they released their first single, Shakin' All Over. Wow, that's the Guess Who? How about that? We're back as we head to the top of the hour. My Picardo Jewelers watch tells me we're heading there. Ready for the news. Cutie, now she's using my vehicle. Now, so Big Lou, I don't know why. The tires, I've got to ask them at Coast next time I'm at Coast, what's the deal? You get these warnings that your tires are low, but then when I go to fill the tires, put air in the tires, it shuts off at a level that still warns you that it's low. Am I making sense there? Anyway, so she's letting me know about that. Cutie, I hope you're as discombobulated with the car change as I am. It's got me all in a dither. I'm in a lather over politics regularly, but this is a dither. So as we head into the week, I mean, just remember it's Mother's Day. And for so many of you who have lost their mother, God bless you. God bless you. I say this when we come to holidays all the time. Just remember, it's not, and I've been beyond fortunate, but it's not the Ozzie and Harriet Mother's Day for so many people. So, and when you have that blessing of having your mother with you, just cherish it. Absolutely cherish it. It's beyond measure how important it is. Well, my Picardo Jewelers watch tells me, and by the way, that's where to go. I'm going there today or tomorrow just to see what he's got for Mother's Day. They've got amazing stuff for Mother's Day. Again, all price ranges, all that kind of stuff. They'll fix you up. Go to Picardo's, check them out, and that's what I'm doing. And you know what? I can't wait to see the guys. I can't wait to see the Picardos. It's actually exciting for me. So that's what I'm doing this afternoon. Anyway, we've got to go to the news because my Picardo Jewelers watch tells me that it's 10 o'clock, and they tell you what time it is. I got my own version of the Trump dance going here. Great good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful Friday, May 8th, and it's 10:07 on my Bacardo Jewelers watch. Isn't that great? But it's a beautiful day in the great Northeast. This is the Bob Cordaro Show, and I am he. And it is also a big day to fight for America, defend our values, and honor, with the help of our man John Basiliga and his great Basiliga Hospitality Group, the brave who have made us and kept us free. People like veterans we've lost this year, but celebrate today, thanks to John. Like John Anstett, Wilkes-Barre, Joseph Sarge, Hazleton, Daniel Zykoski, Scranton, Louis Sieg, late of Idaho, but he was from Scranton. My old pal Leonard Skursky, Old Forge, and Douglas Stein, Danville. So with history, our great founding fathers, who we will never allow to be canceled, and the incomparable Constitution of the United States of America as our guides, let us continue today's battle. Gaveling back to order after that brief news adjournment, this meeting, today's meeting of the Club for Common Sense, promising that our deep and unalterable commitment to common sense will provide a sanctuary of sanity to all of you who hearken here. So we got to give away these ticks. And I want to mention, by the way, I get a call from my friend, our mayor, he's a councilman now, Nibs Lotney. And I can't take the call, but we're back and forth a couple days. And he's with my old pal, Michael Collins. And Michael wants to find out, how do we get lift and level? And I realize I don't have a phone number for lift and level. So I'm going to have to ask Steve Zayak for that. But you go liftandlevel.com. Some people still would prefer the phone. So we're going to have to get that phone number for you because, when Nibs wants something, when Michael wants something, we just do it. But and Michael's in a wheelchair, so he needs the lift and level. He needs them. And you don't want to replace the whole damn sidewalk. So anyway, shout out to those two guys. It was great talking to you both. Yesterday. I was walking Chauncey when I was talking to them. By the way, so we're giving away tickets to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. And they're in the Calder Cup playoffs. They're going to the second round. So next Tuesday, May 12th, the same day I'll have Rick Bigelow on here, they're going to play the Springfield Thunderbirds. Now, we're giving away a 4-pack of tickets now. You call 570-883-0098, 570-883-0098. For whatever reason, I think we'll take the 7th caller, Bulldog, okay? 570-883-0098, the 7th caller. I know you're out there. Well, I could tell because the phones are lit up, but call and get your tickets. By the way, somebody says, Bob, black electrician's tape fixes the check engine light and the tire pressure light. I think you're saying you just cover it. So, two things. Something I forgot about. First of all, I don't know who put them there, but they put a big box of Wise potato chips, like all different types. I took the kettle cook ones because it's a smaller package. You just forget how great Wise potato chips are. And they're from Berwick. They're made right here. I remember I used to bus Coach Curry down there. I said, well, you either get your job at the nuclear, you get some football player from wherever. You get his father a job at the nuke plant, or you get him a job at Wise Potato Chips, and then you get the kid to transfer and play football for Berwick. But Wise Potato Chips is still there, and they are fabulous. And that reminds me, too, I'm not big on chain restaurants. But Jumpin' Jeff Walker, he's in the office across from me, as we're going to let Bulldog handle the phones here. 7th caller. Jeff Walker mentioned that he was at the Dixon City Olive Garden on his show. And they wanted to thank him. They brought food on Tuesday, I believe, maybe Wednesday, for the whole radio, all the radio stations, Froggy, Wilk, the staff, everybody, and KRZ, and it was fabulous. And I remember, we have so many amazing locally owned Italian restaurants, Ragnacci, Sibio's. And Carmela's in Dunmore. You could go on and on about them. But my daughter Anna, she's out in California now, Sacramento. Anyway, she gets a job at Olive Garden. So reluctantly, we all go to Olive Garden. It was great. Olive Garden in Dixon City. So they brought this amazing spread. Now, the Bulldog, he goes in there, and he just puts the feed bag on for hours. He's literally sitting there by himself after everybody left and continues eating the Olive Garden food. But I didn't get to thank. I got to thank Jeff Walker for mentioning it. He was the founder of the feast, but the people from the Dixon City Olive Garden, thank you for bringing that food. It was just nice of you, and it was great. So thank you for all that. All right, we have a winner. Who is it, Bulldog? Very nice, Scott. So he's won the 4-pack for the Springfield Thunderbirds versus our gang, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, on Tuesday, the 12th. 7 o'clock. Puck drops at 7:05, and they do it exactly. That was such great fun. The hockey's such great fun. So congratulations to Scott from Bear Creek Township. I have that right, Bulldog? Bear Creek Township? Yes. Congratulations to you. And by the way, thank you for everybody who called in, because that means you're listening. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate hanging around with you. I can never adequately express, and even the trolls, I can never adequately express how joyful it is, and I mean joyful it is, to come and do this every morning and hang around with you guys. Yeah, I hope it's that way for many, if not all of you. It's a pleasure. I tell people. Rob, he says, this is Scott from Alden. I was hoping to win the facial spa thing. I'm not giving away any facials, am I? Bulldog, we don't have facials to give away, do we? No. Well, no, you'll have to go get your facial. You're on your own. If somebody pays me to talk about that, I will do it. Because I guarantee I can use a facial. But yeah, I don't say it often enough, but I feel it every day. I'm telling you, I can't describe. I know how fortunate I am to be able to do this job. I mean, it doesn't pay a lot, but it's a true joy to come in and hang around with you guys. And that's what we do every day. By the way, Mark the Shark from Hazleton, he sends me a quote or birthday or whatever virtually every day. And today, from Thomas Pynchon, novelist, born in 1937. He says, if they can get you asking, this sounds like the Democrat Party, if they can get you asking the wrong questions, they don't have to worry about the answers. Yeah. There's today's Democrat Party, isn't it? All right. We'll take a break, and congratulations on the ticket win. We're going to give them away again on Monday. We thanked Olive Garden, right, Bulldog? We thanked our DPW, which we love our DPWs all across the region, by playing our Stick Out the Can song. And we gave away the tickets, so we're in good shape. We're running ahead. We got the Biden banner disgrace to do, which we'll do coming out of this break. But let's hear from our fine sponsors first. We'll do a little history. Murph will have a little music for us, and then the Biden banner disgrace. What is it? Day 144 now? Dear Lord, it gets worse, doesn't it? All right, we'll do all that when we come back. The Nixon vice presidential trip, along with his wife, this date 1958. This is the commies. What are they doing right now in the United States of America? The same scum. Same scum. And then Murph tells us this date, 1965, the Stones, they moved into the top 10 charts at number 9 with their hit, The Last Time. our disgraceful, disgusting, corrupt, and profoundly weird President Biden. The Green Ridge Neighborhood Association placed a hometown hero banner on North Washington Avenue in Scranton of Joe Biden as a hometown hero. Even after finding out that hometown hero banners were people who served in the military and Joe Biden dodged service numerous times, they kept the banner up. And we say to the Green Ridge Neighborhood Association, on day 144, the Biden banner disgrace, stolen valor, take the banner down. Do the right thing. Biden banner disgrace, day 144. Somebody texts in, hey, Bob, talking about old fools tripping and falling down, please do not forget the banner, Green Ridge. Stolen valor, LTS. LTS back at you. You're right. Somebody texts in, I'm still not convinced Biden was actually human. He's a human ass. That's what he is. Somebody helpfully texts in, Bob, lots of vehicle owners have the same problem you do with the tire pressure sensors. I was told by a tire guy, so I'll ask my Coast guys, that the tire stems leak. You can replace them with old-fashioned tire stems for about $1 a piece, and that will solve the problem, but the sensor light will stay on constantly. You just have to eyeball the tire height and use a tire gauge if the tire or tires look low. Well, you didn't solve the problem then. I'll ask the Coast Guard. No, and I appreciate that. But if I'm creating another problem, and I'm not the most attentive mechanically, so I just got to go to the Coast guys and say, what do we do? And I'll bring it up to Damiano's and say, okay, could we readjust the tire, the computer, to say that whatever, 32 pounds is good enough? That's what I'm going to do, because there's a little recall on it on Big Lou anyway. But I know, I do thank you. These Wise potato chips are outstanding, and they have these Bulldog, do you like the vinegar and you just nod your head. You don't have to go through the whole process. You like the salt and vinegar? Well, go get the salt and vinegar one, then I'll have a few of yours. You've got it already. Okay, because I don't want a whole bag of them. But these Wise potato chips are outstanding, and thank you to, I don't know who dropped them off, but they're outstanding. They're locally produced, and you forget how good they are. By the way, my man G. Dunk, he emails in. There's an article about Paige Cognetti with the secret second home at what they call the Fairy Tale Ski Resort, the Village of the Four Seasons. By the way, my man Tony Lawrence, long gone, sadly, but he one of the founders of the Village of the Four Seasons. Anyway, she's got this home up there. And I don't begrudge it. Her husband works very hard. She doesn't, but her husband works very hard. So, and she gave herself a raise as mayor. So power to her. But don't play this Bernie Sanders bullspit, power to the people and I'm for the working man. Number one, when you screwed the DPW workers, you're terrible to your unions and your employees unless they fall into some category that you love. So, this is the phoniness of the left, of Paige Cognetti. It's the phony. She embodies all of the worst of it. She will be a member of that squad so quick if she ever won and embarrassed this area. She's already embarrassing the people of Scranton. Just drive the streets. Drive on the streets. And if it's not a state road, it's a disaster. Unbelievable. In any event. Yeah. I don't want to get going on her, but I am Gary. Thank you for reminding me of that. But yeah, I am disgusted with the Democrat Party. By the way, if you are so stupid that you believe in the Democrat Party platform, which the billionaires and billionaire groups like the Arabella have designed to destroy the country, the Democrat agenda. It's designed to destroy the country. That's what it's for. That's their intent. Stated intent, by the way. So if you're dumb enough to fall for that, fine. But even if you're dumb enough to fall for that and you're a true left-wing lunatic, you should be saying, well, wait a minute, Paige. Abigail Spanberg, name the fool. Wait a minute. Why are you pretending that you're not for what I believe in, this communism? Why are you pretending you're not for it? Wouldn't that be offensive to you that they're ashamed of their views? Paige Cognetti's ashamed of what she believes in. You will hear none of it. And they cover it up with anti-Trump and whatever. That should be so offensive to the left wing that they should stay home. I don't know. Crazy stuff. Somebody says Stafford Avenue in the South Side's a state-maintained road, and it's also a pothole-ridden mess. Well, we got a horrible governor, too. We got to replace him with Stacey Garrity. We have a horrible governor. Another phony. That's why Page and Shapiro like each other so much. That's why they praise each other so much, because they're both playing the same phony patrol game. Oh, we're moderates. When they're for every left-wing lunatic concept and idea and agenda. And they're taking money from the Soros gang. Yeah, literally. Taking money. One of you great listeners sent me a picture. Shapiro, arm in arm with the kid, who's worse than the father, if that's even possible. Soros. It's insane. Yeah, it's insane. And they lie. The entire Democrat agenda right now, today's Democrat Party, and don't be offended because it's true. Your Democrat Party has left you, unless you're a left-wing lunatic, and then we've got no help for you anyway. I want you to think about this, that the open border is good, that illegal aliens are more important than American citizens, that criminals should be coddled and nobody should be in prison. This is what they believe. This is what they try to put into effect. ICE is evil. Illegal alien rapists and murderers are good. More government is good for the economy. Passivity in the face of the new Nazi regime and radical Islam is good. It's the right thing. You think about any policy they have, it's insanity. And what are they doing at the same time? Paige Cognetti does it in Scranton every day. They're hiring their political allies as consultants, nonprofits, NGOs, and giving them your money to build up their circle jerk of support. Your money's being used to do it. Whew. Somebody texts in, that party has just lost its mind. But don't worry, the faithful keep voting because they don't care what the party stands for because their grandfather's brother's uncle's nephew's wife was a Democrat, and that's how they vote. You're right. It's insane. The listener who sent in about the tire thing, he says, Bob, the point of the text is about the tire sensors. Back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, we never had that tire sensor problem, and we all did fine. You're right. You're right. But I don't want the lights on. That's the first thing. As soon as I start the car, that's what comes on, is the light sensors, the tire sensors. And then I've got to press buttons while I'm driving. That's what I want to avoid. All right. Well, my little problems are not worth a hill of beans. And thank God that's all my problems. But we need to hear from our sponsors. We need to do a veterans tribute. We need to do the Montage Mountain weather. We've got a little video, audio for you. And then we'll hear from you, we hope. 570-883-0098. We'll be back. Our veterans this hour, as with every hour, this day, as with every day, proudly, dutifully, patriotically, brought to you by our man, John Basiliga. On weekends, and here we are, we love to talk about the Basiliga Hospitality Group because they are great places to hang out. Like the 3-bar restaurants, the Old Brook Inn, 307 Springbrook Township, the Far Street Tavern on Forest Street in the Great Trips Park section of West Scranton, and the Queen City Tavern, downtown Oliphant. Justin said hello to Justin, who runs Queen City, last night. Amazing. I'm telling you, they're all reimagined. They're all remade. The food's outstanding. The people are great. And then you go fine dining. Atera 519, one of the most gorgeous restaurants you'll ever go into. And yeah, it's affordable, believe me. Their happy hour, $10 mixed drinks, $6 craft beer. Hang out and just soak it all in. And the Stegmaier Mansion, much the same. Amazing little bar room in this beautiful Mary Stegmaier Mansion in downtown Wilkes-Barre. Sergey's Live, yeah, that's going to be hopping all weekend. Daniel Zykoski. He was 88 when we lost him April 22nd. He was from Scranton. He's survived by his wife for 56 years, Marianne Schmidt-Zykowski. Daniel, also known as Danny Zyke, was born in Scranton. He was the eldest son of the late Stanley and Anna Gowden-Zykowski. Daniel was a graduate of Music High School after serving all of us in the United States Army as an MP. He worked as a union tile setter. Following his first career, Daniel started a business with his brother, restoring classic cars, including a multiple award-winning 1955 black Pontiac Chieftain. He loved taking that to car shows. He was a member of the Greenwood Sportsman's Club and the American Legion Post in Manuka. He enjoyed hunting, fishing, and being in the outdoors. Surviving 3 adult children, sisters, and many other family members. Daniel Zykowski. Lou Sieg. We lost him far too young. He was just 73 on April 7th. He was living in Shelley, Idaho, but he was from Scranton, born in that city. Proudly served in the United States Navy for all of us aboard the USS Springfield and the USS Little Rock. He worked for many years as a corporate district manager before retiring in 2018. He's survived by his loving wife, Gail, his daughter, his son, 2 stepsons, a stepdaughter, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and other family members. Lou Sieg. Our great veterans this hour brought to you by John Basiliga and Basiliga Hospitality Group. AccuWeather forecast, and all of it brought to you by the amazing gang, the great gang up at Montage Mountain. They're swinging into spring. Check it out. Today, intervals of clouds and sun with a brief shower, high 60. Tonight, a couple of showers late. It'll get down to 46 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy. Occasional morning rain and drizzle, followed by a brief shower or 2 in the afternoon. High 64, low 48. Sunday, some sun. That's Mother's Day, remember. Then turning cloudy with a passing shower in the afternoon. High 68, low 45. Monday, cooler with a thick cloud cover. Periods of rain in the morning, followed by a shower in spots in the afternoon. High 59, low 37. Tuesday, the 12th. That's the day of the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins game. Tuesday, cool with sunshine and some clouds, high 60, low 36. We sort of can't break out of that general area of weather because, hey, we've got to get the water park opened at Montage. Come on, we need some hot weather. But still, check out Montage. They brought you the weather. It's 48 degrees at Montage Mountain right now. And here it is. No cash bail blamed for the killing of a Chicago police officer. Career criminal gunned down one of the city's finest. Parade is the funeral happening now in Chicago. What a disgrace. This is what left-wing lunacy brings you. Insane. It's insanity. Murph tells us this date, 1970, the Beatles released their last album, Let It Be, on Apple Records. He chose Let It Be from that album. Hey, somebody said, I have had the same issue with a tire. I found if you find an air pump with older pop-up measurement pin, yeah, okay, yeah. I can get that at Dino's garage in Dunmore. You'll solve the issue for a few months. Real issue is the sensor in the stem. And they mentioned a gas station on 7th Street in Scranton, just past the U-Haul. Okay, well, I go to Dino. That's I'm going to have to break down and go to Dino and just say, Dino, check this out. Or Coast. I'm waiting to go to Coast for something anyway. Somebody says, Bob, back to the tire sensor problem. Don't feel like the Lone Ranger. I, my wife, and a majority of our friends and relatives, along with acquaintances, are dealing with this tire sensor problem on a weekly basis. I kid you not. I was also told the hot to cold weather plays a factor, and that's what this area is famous for. Yeah, you're right. Well, you know what? We're also famous for good stuff, like Wise potato chips. But, yeah, the hot and cold weather. You are right. You are right. Hey, Mary Regina, she sent in Mother Teresa for today. Let's get to it. It's always inspiring, always wise. Mother Teresa, St. Teresa for May 8th. Loving trust is only the fruit of total surrender. You cannot have trust unless you are one with the person. Total surrender and loving trust are twins. Thank you, Mary Regina. That's the great Mother Teresa, Saint Teresa, for this date. We got to go to break, but my man Frank Mack sent this in. The National Abortion Federation. Now, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? It was discovered and written up in a report from the Justice Department that the Biden administration was going after Christians. Okay? Well, we knew they were going after pro-lifers. We just didn't know how bad it was. The National Abortion Federation. They're going straight to hell. I'm sorry. You're a member of the National Abortion Federation. You're going to hell. There's people that just have things wrong with them. Anyway, this thing exists. The National Abortion Federation. Oh, let's all get together for abortion. Like it's a good thing. This is not pro-choice. This is sick. This is evil. Anyway, they were putting together dossiers on pro-life activists and organizations, sending sensitive information such as home addresses and pictures of their children to the Justice Department. This is insane. This is what the left brings you. It's sick. It's twisted. It's insane. This is what the Democrat Party brings you. This is how far they've gone. This is how far it's gone. They're in wacko territory. Full wacko territory. My God. All right, we got to go to that commercial break. We got a caller or two we want to get to as well. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. We'll be back. You know, you can tell you love your dog when you hear a song about a dog and your mind immediately goes to my dog, Chauncey. Lobo. They moved into the top 10 this date, Murph says. Me and you and a dog named Boo. May 8, 1971. Hey, Murph sent me this news. The Virginia Supreme Court this morning, they invalidated the Virginia gerrymandering that was going to make it 10-1 Democrat districts. So that is out. So in the gerrymander fight may end up positively for the Republicans nationwide. Very interesting. A lot of you guys with great suggestions on the tire pressure thing. I'm going to get to that in a minute because it is important. My man Gerald Z. Gerald Z says the valves are a pain in the ass. You can buy a box for 4 at $129.90. I don't know if it's the valve though. At $129.99 at an auto store. Maybe I'll go to the Naples. Maybe they have some used ones. But compare that to $1 a piece for regular valves. I'm going with the old-fashioned air valves. And he says, on another note, when reporting on the Hometown Hero banner, you should say we are honoring a Hometown Zero. The Greenridge Group must be hard of hearing and put up a Hometown Hero banner when it should be Hometown Zero. Ugh, he's less than zero. Disgusting. Somebody says off topic, and no, it is not. It's top of mind, top of face when I see gas prices. But says the listener says, but worth mentioning. Crude oil futures are $77. Midwest fuel's around $2.99, and he thinks the Democrat governors are manipulating their gas prices. That could be true. I wouldn't put it past them. Hey, we've got a minute. Let's go to Laureen Cummings regarding the Lackawanna County Commissioners meeting. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Great.
So good news on the Supreme Court front. Thanks for that info. Now, I went to the commissioners meeting this past week, as I usually try to get to them, and Judy Zabel was there. And she's from Pennsylvania Eagle Forum, and she brought up a topic that I speak about, as you know, all the time. And this is the sexualization of our children, which is appalling. And she talked about some of the books that she found in our local libraries that are also very appalling to think that 5-year-olds are considered to be age appropriate for some of them. One that she had read, some detail that I can't on the radio, but basically describing what a mom and dad are doing under the covers in detail for a 5-year-old. I mean, are you kidding me?
Isn't that amazing? They get outraged that you're reading it at the meeting. I'm not blaming the county commissioners in this case necessarily, although little Billy Gaughan might love that kind of depravity. But if you can't read it at a public meeting, they know they're wrong.
Well, Bob, she had a list of, I think there's like 10 pages here with 10 different books on each different page in the library that are considered age appropriate for 5 to 8-year-olds. It's appalling. And, in
our county library.
Yes. And I've been there. Last year I went around and took pictures where they're promoting this love, pride nonsense that is grooming as far as I'm concerned. And, everybody knows how I feel about that topic as well. Anyway, I don't want to change the subject. But yesterday was National Day of Prayer. And you know what I want, Bob? I want a picture of Jesus on the walls of the library stating Jesus saves. How about that? How about we do that?
Yeah,
because if they could promote this sex stuff, then I want to promote Jesus.
Yeah, he existed. He's
That's
historical,
right. He was
an
a real
amazing
person.
historical figure undeniably. Yeah,
and he does say it. So let's do that because this stuff is nonsense. And parents, beware. Start looking into the age appropriateness in the school districts, the libraries, because the schools basically don't have libraries anymore and because they're mostly digital and all that nonsense, so online. But, I just hope that people pay attention to what's happening there. And thank you for taking the call.
And we love.
And thank you to Judy Zabel.
We love Judy. We love her. All right. Thank you, Lorraine. Appreciate it. Hey, my Picardo Jewelers watch tells me it's 11:01 and change. And I want to remind you, you could get a great watch there for Mom. And they've got a whole selection. Some of them men's and women's, some of them women's. Raymond Weil, Breitling, Oris, Longines, Michelle, Shinola, Luminox, Swiss Army, Seiko, Tory Burch, Victorinox, Bulova, G-Shock, and of course, my very own favorite, the Picardo Jewelers watch. They're all there and more because it's an amazing jewelry store. Picardo's. They say it's 11:02. We'll be back after the news. You know it, baby. We're fighting it every day. Great good morning, everyone. It's 11:09 and change on my Picardo Jewelers watch. This beautiful Friday, May 8th, year of our Lord 2026 here in the great Northeast. This is the Bob Cordaro Show. I am he, and it's a big day to fight for America, defend our values, and honor, with the help of our man John Basiliga and his great Basiliga Hospitality Group, the brave who have made us and kept us free. People like veterans that we've lost this year, but celebrate today, thanks to John. Like Lou Sieg, late of Idaho, but he was from Scranton. Daniel Zykoski, Scranton. John Anstedt, Wilkes-Barre. Joseph Sarge, Hazleton. Leonard Skursky, Old Forge. And Douglas Stein, Danville. So with history, our great founding fathers, and the incomparable Constitution of the United States of America as our guides, let us continue today's battle. Gaveling back to order this meeting of the Club for Common Sense, promising you that our deep, abiding, and unalterable commitment to common sense will provide a sanctuary of sanity for all of you who hearken here. My man Mark Iezzi texted in. He sent me the information for Ted Zayak. So it's somebody you could call for lift and level. And I think this is the right number, 558-0941. And I sent that to Michael Collins. So he and Nibs, and Nibs may even help out on the project. He's quite a handyman. But but Mark says they did his pool concrete, and it worked out beautifully. So lift and level, that's our gang. My man Mark Mayer tells me, and it was a couple hours ago, but there is a rolling victory for Nigel Farage and his reform group in Great Britain. They've had enough. Now, I was with Liz Truss last night at Rob Bresnahan's, but the former conservative prime minister. But the conservatives, the Tories, ain't getting it done. And Nigel Farage is the only way to save Great Britain, that amazing country. Good friend, and worked with us when I worked with Alexander Priate, of course, publicist to the stars. But Nigel was one of her clients. I got to talk to him on the phone. Never met him, but got to talk to him on the phone. I love him. So thank you for that heads up. It came about an hour later on the news on my monitor. Speaking of, and you guys always tell me about traffic issues, and then I tell Tyler, what do you got? And he researches it. There's a problem on 81 North headed towards 380 parking lot, the listener
Well, I was going to say, so there is a couple things. It is, it's bumper to bumper on 84 eastbound due to the road work. It's between exits 1 Tige Street and 2 Elmhurst. That's currently backed up all the way onto the ramp from 81 northbound right now.
Okay.
So that anticipated end time is about 3 p.m. today. So,
but if you're in it, it's endless.
It must seem like that, and that trying to get a way around that is almost impossible. If you're trying to go that way. So hang tight for that one. But there is also the Cross Valley again is doing it because bumper to bumper traffic there southbounds due to construction and a lane restriction between the exits to Plains and Wilkes-Barre. Backlog is reaching towards Union Street and Luzerne, and things are slow from the ramp that's on Rudder Avenue in Kingston. Estimated end time is again 3:30 p.m. today.
So we have problems on 84 into 81.
Correct.
And 309 to Cross Valley.
Cross Valley, yep. It's all construction. It's all bumper to bumper. So I wish I had better
what's
news.
that restaurant we advertised that started having breakfast?
J&J Deli.
J&J? I'm dying to go down there for breakfast.
I haven't been there yet, but I know Doc and Chewy were there. They were testing that out, and they said it was really, really good.
And if Chewy likes it, it's good.
Yes, it has to be. I've heard great things. I've seen the pictures, and I live out in Shavertown, so I need to get out there. Because it's right out in Dallas, so I got to get out there and try it. Right. Sounds good. But...
Well, today's not the day to do it.
No,
Tyler,
definitely not. If you're
unless you go in
though.
the morning. Unless you go in the morning.
Exactly.
All right, so keep us if there's any updates in this hour,
again,
you let us know.
84 East and 309 South. It's pretty much a parking lot, so take it easy.
Thank you very much. Yep. Tyler Cornell from our newsroom and traffic center here at WILK. Among the great people we met last night is the brothers who own Onvo. You ever see that? They have the truck stops, and I love those places. I just mentioning it, and then Rosemary Brown was there, our state senator. She's great. So I told her, I said, we got to have you on. She's running against a guy who was with the Corcoran administration when we came in and was running around erasing computers. Brian Wrightson. So Rosemary's got to win. She's great. And you know who else was there? Michael Harastock. And I found out he's married to or with the daughter of Lou and Denise Caesar. Great people. But Mike Harastock running for state rep. And we're excited to have those guys get on the air with us. We really are. So all of that going on. The crude oil futures, somebody said, $77 for Midwest fuel. Now, until this is resolved in Iran, until they are crushed, which has to happen, you're going to have this inconvenience and headache of gas prices. And I don't like it. I went to a place in Moosic because I looked for the best gas prices. And it was $4.48 or something like that, but that was the cheapest I could find the other day. But it only let me put $75 in Big Lou's tank, which didn't fill it. Yeah, the gas thing it's a headache. You can't, you can't sugarcoat it. But again, we paid the same prices and higher because of Biden's Green New Deal lunacy, which, by the way, they barely talk about anymore, which proves it is nothing but a narrative and a talking point for the lunatics. Not the truth. Crazy. Let's go to Jim from Hazleton. Jim, how are you?
Good, Bob. How are you?
You got to let your theme song play out a little bit. All right. Hey, Jim, how are you, brother?
Good. I didn't say that to the Bulldog. He's on top of it today.
Well, he took care of it himself.
You must have taken him for a walk the other day.
No, Bulldogs don't like to go for walks. They don't.
One of my friends had a Bulldog, and this thing was an animal. It didn't play well with others. It barely played well with him. It was a massive thing. It wasn't a French Bulldog. It was a real English Bulldog, and he said it was his son's, and it didn't play well, so he took it over and he had it for a while. But anyway, I called you from Green Bay yesterday, but I guess I called a little later.
Yeah, we ran out of time. Oh, you were in Green Bay. How neat.
I was in Green Bay calling you from Titletown, bringing some cheese, some Wisconsin cheese back to.
Oh, that would have been cool.
The area. I'm still in Ohio bringing it back. I'll be back tonight. But I was going to call you yesterday from Titletown. And,
that would have been nice.
I was talking to some Packers fans up there. They really don't like the Bears fans up there in Green Bay, not too much. But anyway, I called about your birthday present this year. I don't know if you remember our conversation. My birthday present to you that I predicted was that the Republicans were going to hold the House. And that was before the Supreme Court did the ruling that they did. So they're talking about 12 seats. So I'm not going to be that. I'm optimistic for 20, but I think realistically, the House should be able to hold 6 seats, have an advantage by 6 seats. And I say that, or like, I don't know if you remember our conversation, but I said when Trump gets laser focused on stuff, he gets it done.
Yeah.
Now look at what happened when he got focused on them 5 guys in the House from Indiana that kicked him off and didn't want to do his redistricting. He did what he needed to do to get it done, and that's what I think is going to happen over this.
We got to hold the House, or they're going to cause all kinds of nightmares, and they're going to try to impose lunatic policies on all of us.
Well, that's why I think
these are crazy people, genuinely crazy.
That's why I think that the Republicans, that Trump's going to get out there and stir everybody up and get the Republicans out, because you got to figure that he's going to be able to at least hold those 5 seats. Because if he's got the Republicans out to go out and vote the incumbents out, because it's not easy to take on an incumbent and knock them off, even in a general election, let alone especially in a party election, in a primary where you're talking about the name recognition and people usually like them. And like you said, a lot of it, Democrat or Republican, a lot of people vote just because their grandmother, sister's cousin, twice removed, 3 times married, voted Republican for the last 150 years. So they're going to vote that way. That works Republican and Democrat. And people need to just inform themselves.
But our normal voters, normal people that vote Republican, at least today, and won't vote for the lunatic left, they don't come out in non-presidential years. That's the issue. In fact, Rob Bresnahan just texted me regarding last night. I love him. We got to get people out to vote. The normal people have to vote in Northeast Pennsylvania to allow Rob to keep that seat for our benefit. And it's not that. See, that's the other part of it. I've talked to so many Democrats. They say, "Oh, our team's going to win." They don't care about the results. It's astonishing. They don't care what a disaster Paige Cognetti is as mayor, but she's a Democrat. It's insane.
Yeah. I, like you, as a Clinton, I voted for Clinton twice. I was a Democrat back in I voted for Reagan, but I was a Democrat with Clinton. I voted for Clinton twice.
That was a genuine disagreement on personalities and issues. Whether you voted for Clinton or Dole, whether you voted. Bush losing was sad, but there was room for compromise there because he did do some conservative things. He was normal, and this is a different. Voting for somebody like Paige Cognetti is just off the charts silly.
That whole Bush thing with the no new taxes that came back to.
Well, that and Ross Perot's entry into the race.
Like a pig.
Yeah, Ross Perot's entry into the race.
Ross Perot really didn't help it.
No.
But it did. That was a 1-2 punch between Ross Perot and the no new taxes thing. Yeah. That was the 1-2 punch that knocked him out. Basically, when Reagan got out and Bush got elected, all he had to do was do nothing, and he got elected 8 years. Yeah. But he just didn't do that. He opened his mouth and put his foot in it.
He mussed up. Jim, thank you, my brother. We'll take a break. Bob Cordaro, WILK. More of the program to come. We'll roll on after this. Remember that? This date, 1976. Former Love and Spoonful member Murph says, John Sebastian. He had the number 1 hit with Welcome Back, which was also the theme song for the popular TV series Welcome Back, Mr. Carter. And 1984, that was the Bulldog found a Channel 16 report. Nola Johannes and Karen Harch, when the Soviets announced this date in 1984 that they would boycott the upcoming Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles. And by the way, it was so beautiful. No one cared, Ruskies. Nobody gave a spit that the Russians weren't here cheating their butts off. Oh, Lord. The first trans women or trans men to ever perform as women were East Germans anyway. By the way, my man Gerald Z, he wants to be called Yogi or Yogi Bear because he says, now I'm a honky. I'm Polish and Slovak. I can pronounce your last name, Gerald. So, but yeah, he says most people don't even attempt to pronounce his last name. I'm not going to do it on the air, but I could do it. Very easily, by the way. Anyway, he says, I'm well known up and down the valley by a lot of people. I know they listen to WILK, and it will surely bring a smile to their faces. LOL. Well, that you got it, Yogi Bear. So now you got to identify yourself as that, because my pea brain will not hold that information. So when you send me an email, then you got to put Yogi or Yogi Bear. Good stuff. Anyway, somebody texted in. All you so-called good Catholics in the Green Ridge section of Scranton who support Joe Biden and Paige Cognetti, just remember it was the Biden administration who targeted good pro-life Catholics and Christians. And you should rebuke these evil doers at the ballot box in November and vote Republican, people who support your values. They really should. And I've heard it said by priests. Very few will say it in the pulpit because, I get it. They're going to chase people away. Today's Democrat Party, you cannot support it and be a good Catholic. I'll say it. You can't. The issues are insane. It's just crazy stuff. The issues are so clear. And the lunacy of the left, the lunacy that has now invaded and taken over the Democrat Party. Big Ed from Shikshini texts in. He says, try this one. Okay. Zapansky, if you spelled it right. Zapansky. Szczyzepanski. Is that your last name, Big Ed? Love it. Zapansky. I can do that. Come on, I'm a honky. I can do this. And, oh, by the way, funny thing, you bring this to my mind, Big Ed. When I was working on Capitol Hill, this one day, this is 1982 when this happened. We're sending, on behalf of Congressman Charles F. Doherty, my boss, we're sending out a mailer to the Ukrainians. Now, I don't know who it is. I just know it's a mailer going out to, constituents. And I have this stop the presses moment because it's, they were all this machine, old school machine. And I go, stop the machine. Because there was all these names that had no vowels. That turned out it was his Ukrainian constituents in Northeast Philadelphia. So I learned that, Big Ed. And Big Ed says I nailed it. Zapansky. So I learned a little bit from working on Capitol Hill with the Ukrainian groups that we were mailing. All right, it's 11:31 on Picardo's Watch. That tells me we got to hear from our great sponsors. We have a Veterans Tribute on the other side of that, the weather, and then you at 570-883-0098. Our veterans, this hour and every hour, this day and every day. Brought to you by our man, John Basiliga. His great Basiliga Hospitality Group. 3 great bar restaurants that you should check out this weekend. The Old Brook Inn, 307 Springbrook Township. The Far Street Tavern, reimagined neighborhood institution on Far Street in the Great Trips Park section of West Scranton. The Queen City Tavern, downtown Oliphant. Check it out. Redone, your jaw will drop. The Stegmeyer Mansion, downtown Wilkes-Barre. The best in fine dining and amazing drinks in an old world setting that you'll never forget. A Terra 519, a modern setting for all of the same excellence. And if you're looking for a little nightlife, Sergei's live. It'll be packed all weekend. It'll be fun all weekend. Douglas Stein, he was 79. He was from Danville. He was born in Bloomsburg, graduated from Millville High School. He played the saxophone in the marching band and participated in the Future Farmers of America there. He served his country with honor in the United States Army in the Vietnam War, 1968 to 1971. He was married to the love of his life, Billy Joe Bropstein, for 27 years. Billy Joe survives him. He was married in 1999. Doug was employed as a carpenter with various construction companies. He was an RV technician for Heritage and Susquehanna RV. He also enjoyed driving school bus for Myers Bus. He attended First Baptist Church, Danville, a member of the Danville area American Legion Post 40, and Danville Moose. He was a Harley-Davidson enthusiast, an avid outdoorsman. He loved nature, enjoyed hunting. His family was his pride and joy, and he cherished every moment with them. He'll be remembered for his sense of humor, his honesty, faithfulness, and being a devoted husband, father, and grandfather. He was known by many to be an all-around good dude. In addition to his wife, he survived by one son, along with his fiancée, and one daughter and her fiancé, as well as 2 grandchildren. Survived by 2 brothers. Sadly, he was preceded by the untimely death of his daughter, Shanna Jean Stein, back in 2023, a daughter he adored. Doug Stein. Leonard Skursky, my old pal. We lost him April 15th. I didn't know it till now. He was only 73. He was from Old Forge, a proud Air Force veteran. His wife, Roseanne Pavlowski Skursky, she survives him. Also surviving his children, his grandchildren, brothers, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews. My old buddy Leonard Skursky. Our great veterans this hour, brought to you by our man John Basiliga and the Basiliga Hospitality Group. AccuWeather forecast brought to you by Montage Mountain Resort and the beautiful people who work there. Today, intervals of clouds and sun with a brief shower, high 60. It is 53 at Montage Mountain right now. Tonight, a couple of showers late. It'll get down to 46. Tomorrow, Saturday, mostly cloudy, occasional morning rain and drizzle, followed by a brief shower or 2 in the PM. High 64, low 48. Sunday, Mother's Day. Some sun, then turning cloudy with a passing shower in the afternoon. High 68, low 45. Monday, cooler with a thick cloud cover. Periods of rain in the morning, followed by a shower in spots in the afternoon. High 59, low 37. Tuesday, cool with sunshine and some clouds. High 60, low 36. And that's your weather, brought to you by the great gang at Montage Mountain Resort.
I think we see Willis coming out.
Lenny Kravitz. Murph says he had the number 3 hit this date, 1999, with Flyaway. Brother Mike reminds me, and he is a... He knows his sports. Nobody knows their sports like my brother Mike. Anyway, he reminds me of this amazing moment. Did you find it, Bulldog? I sent to you on your email as well. I don't want to tell you what it is. I just want some of you to remember it. And by the way, what was, we were talking about horses this morning, weren't we? At some point, and immediately my mind went to Equines for Freedom, and our conversation with William Brennan, Bill Brennan, yesterday, the president of the executive board. I love that group. That's the first. It's not the first I heard of them, but I hope you'll indulge me. I want them. I really do. I want them on this show all the time. What a great program. And just to remind you, and we had her on a little earlier in the program, and I've mentioned it in the 9 o'clock hour, the Nurses' Mass, Divine Mercy Parish on Davis Street in Scranton, 4 o'clock Saturday. And I was thinking about Mother's Day, and I mentioned to you my old friend, Dr. Wayne Sebastianelli, best friends with Joe Paterno. But he passed at age 68 suddenly. And I'm thinking he's got his services tomorrow. And his what a horrible Mother's Day for his mom. What a sad Mother's Day. And just for everybody, an amazing day and a worthy honor for all the mothers. But sad that some of them are just not going to have the best Mother's Day. It's not going to happen. Bulldog, are we ready with it? All right, hit it. He could barely walk. And I was a Wilt Chamberlain fan forever. And they came into Madison Square Garden, and Willis Reed limped out after the rest of the team was already out there. I still get choked up about the moment. And they blew him out the gym. They blew the Lakers right out of the gym after that. Willis Reed then, he actually scored. Oh, I was like, wow, that was an amazing moment in sports. It truly was. Hey, we've got a moment where we've got to hear from our sponsors. Let's do that, and then we'll come back. It's the Bob Cordaro Show. A UK poll, Murph tells us, on May 8, 2002, it voted Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody as the favorite song of all time. That may have been that might have been the beginning of this massive decline in the British culture. That's not a bad song, but the most popular of all time, well, maybe that explains a lot about Great Britain in today's world. Oh, Lord. Anyway, live stream. But our guy, Congressman Bresnahan, he was watching on the live stream and sent me a screenshot of it. And on that live stream screen, you just go YouTube, WILK. You go to YouTube, so WILK, Bob Cordaro, and you'll find it. Well, it has the Roach Supply celebrating 75 years in business, and they are the premier, and they really are great, premier bath and kitchen supplier. Anything for bath, anything for kitchen, including the design. They'll get it done. That I can guarantee you. All of that's good stuff. And we immediately talk about another family business. That's the great gang at Bacardo's. And they're telling me, through the watch, of course, that it's $11.50. That's Lincoln Park. Murph says this date, 2023, they had the number 3 hit with Lost. Bob Cordaro back, and we're going to finish with some Three Dog Night, Joy to the World. It was the number 1 hit this date, 1971. The Bulldog will turn it on when he needs to wrap up the show. But let's go to John from Pittston regarding the Blessed Mother for Mother's Day. What a good way
good morning,
to end,
Bob.
John.
Thanks for taking my call.
Happy to.
I have a prayer that was sent to me by my late brother, Bob, who has since passed. But this is for all the mothers out there. And it's a simple prayer, Bob, just four verses. Take my hand, O Blessed Mother, hold me firmly lest I fall. I grow nervous while walking, and humbly on thee call. Guide me over every crossing. Watch me when I'm on the stairs. Let me know that you're beside me. Listen to my fervent prayers. Bless my every undertaking and my duties for. Bless my every undertaking. Watch me safely on the way. Bless my every. Bless. I'm a little tongue-tied, Bob.
Don't you worry about that.
Bless my duties for today. And when evening creeps upon me, I'll never fear to be alone. Once again, oh Blessed Mother, take my hand and let me home. Bob, I'm going to email you the correct verse to it.
Please.
I'm a little frog. I have a frog in my throat this morning. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, Bob.
You brought us the prayer, John. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
I'm going to email you the correct verse. I'm sorry I messed it up a little bit.
Not at all. Not at all. Thank you,
anyway,
brother.
Thanks, Bob.
Always a pleasure, John. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good one, Bob. Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Well, we have 2 things we've got to talk about. And this is how we love to end the show on Fridays. And one is the policeman's prayer as Joy to the World plays in the background. First of all, Nikki DeSanto sent this to me. Policeman's prayer, Lord, bless the ones who wear the badge, the ones who walk the beat. Protect and keep them safe while they are on the street. As they wait and as they watch, doing good for all, guide their minds and give them strength for each and every call. Ready to put their lives on the line, give them courage each day. Let them know you're always there in each and every way. So bless the ones who wear the badge. Protect them from harm. Always keep them safe and in your loving arms. That for Kyle Gilmartin. We remember his ordeal and the battle he has. Nibs Lotney and I were talking about that yesterday. And then, of course, we finish on our Fridays, as we love to, with Tomorrow Never Comes by Norma Cornett Merrick. And especially with mothers, you don't know, you might not have them next year. And you might not be here next year. So more than appropriate. This was found in the blessed obituary for Doreen Goriab a couple of years back. If I knew it would be the last time that I'd see you walk out the door, I would give you a hug and kiss and call you back for just one more. If I knew it would be the last time, I would spare an extra minute or 2 to stop and say I love you instead of assuming you know I do. So just in case tomorrow never comes and today is all I get, I'd like to say how much I love you, and I hope we will never forget. Tomorrow isn't promised to anyone, young or old alike. And today may be the last chance you get to hold your loved one tight. So if you're waiting for tomorrow, why not do it today? For if tomorrow never comes, you'll surely regret the day that you didn't take that extra time for a smile, a hug, a call, a text, or a kiss. And you were too busy to grant someone what turned out to be their final wish. So hold your loved ones close today and whisper in their ear that you love them very much and you'll always hold them dear. Take time to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, or it's okay. And if tomorrow never comes, you'll have no regrets about today. Well, you know it was great being with you guys this week. You know it. Somebody texted, stick to the old people bumper music, please. LTS back at you. Guys, great being with you. It really is. God willing, I'll be with you Monday. Blessed Mother's Day. If she's with you, give her a kiss and a hug. If she's not, think of her fondly. Club for Common Sense adjourned. Have a great weekend.